What's up, everybody? We're going to be doing some accuracy testing on all my loads from 10 yards. All right, that's actually about 45 feet. I just paced it out. So it's not about 10 yards, it's about 15-ish. All right, this is going to be the next magazine of the 110 grains at 1,700 feet a second, 10 yards freehand. All right, got a jam. All right, last two. Lost the primer and it jammed the gun up. So now it's fixed. All right, let's go see how we did. Not bad for freehand from 10 yards, but it's definitely shooting high and to the left. So I'm gonna have to adjust. All right, new target set up. Time for the next load. All right, we're gonna switch to my 14.5 grains of H110 under an Hornady 85 grain XTP. Should be about 1,600 feet a second. All right, let's load up 5 more and check it out. All right, next 5. All right, let's see. Malfunctions are caused by my ammo. These are some of the first reloads I did, and they don't have a very good crimp. So this is not on the gun, this is on me. Again, not great, but it's shooting really high. These guns are famous for being sighted at 100 yards, and I'm not shooting it from a rest, but that's acceptable for 10 yards. Obviously, I can improve that accuracy if I used a rest, but I'm not going to. But that is my H110 1,600 foot a second 85 grain Hornady XTP loads. All right, next load is going to be Cellier and Berlot factory full metal jacket at 1,550 feet a second-ish. All right, let's load up 5 more and see what we get. All right, let's see. All right, looks like S&B is going to be the closest ammo to point of aim so far. I was aiming at the bottom of the target and pretty much hit around the center. All the rest of the ammo, I was aiming past the bottom left and I was still hitting high left. So got some stuff to figure out. All right, next load is going to be the Rainier Ballistics 100 grain resized 32 H&R mag hollow points over 13.5 grains of H110, 1,500 feet a second. All right, let's load up 5 more and check it out. Not gonna lie, those Rainier ballistics shoot pretty good. Pretty much shooting point of aim at 15 yards. All right, next load is gonna be the Rainier ballistics 100 grain 32 H&R mag resized flat nose bullets. Full metal jacket flat nose. All right, 5 more. All right, let's go check it out. All right, this is how the Rainier ballistics full metal jacket flat nose 100 grains performed at 1,500 feet a second. Pretty good group for 15 yards, freehand, no rest. All right, next load is going to be the 100 grain spear plinker over 13.5 grains of H110, about 1,550 feet a second. All right, the 100 grain spear plinker and the 100 grain Rainier ballistics full metal jacket flat nose pretty much shot the same. The spear plinker shot a little bit higher and to the left. It's shooting pretty consistently to the left and high, but these were the Rainier ballistics and these were the spear plinkers. So pretty similar. The plinkers definitely seem to shoot higher. Well, what I learned today is that my malfunctions in the gun are not the gun, they are my ammo. And I'm guessing it's because I can never get the lead die to seat the bullets perfectly straight. I know that it's hard to reload bottlenecked pistol cartridges and get the bullets straight. Everybody said to go with RCBS dies. I had already ordered the Lee stuff, so I've used it. And I have had consistent problems with failures to battery with the gun where I have to smack the slide a little bit forward. And I think what that is a misalignment of the bullet in combination with either not enough crimp or I'm not trimming the cases enough. So, I mean, obviously I've loaded a lot of stuff successfully, but I also like to be transparent and honest. And the honest point is, I still have a lot to learn when it comes to reloading, and I have to figure out what I'm doing wrong that's causing these failures and fix it. So, that's the next step.